What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another video. And today I'm wrapping up the pre-judging of a classic physique from the 2020 Mr. Olympia. It just wrapped up, and it's a battle between Breon Ansley and Chris Bumstead as anticipated. We're going to go pose by pose with these guys, and we're going to highlight a few of the other competitors afterwards as well. So let's get straight into it. And Breon Ansley in this contest, he was the first man out, and he looked in great condition. He looked more thickly muscled than he has been in previous years, and I was super impressed. I was wondering if Chris Bumstead would even be able to take it to Breon. Obviously, when Chris Bumstead came out and they were compared, you could see the structure of Chris Bumstead looked phenomenal, and it really is a battle, and I can't wait to see who actually wins this one at the finals tonight. But let's get into it and let's break down the pre-judging pose by pose. So the front relaxed pose, we'll go through this because this is sort of becomes important because a lot of the other ones are pretty damn close. And the front relaxed, I mean, it's hard to know because Chris Bumstead really has the structure. His quads look, very rounded off and phenomenal there. But Breon Ansley is actually really impressive in that front relax when you actually see them moving. So this one is sort of a wash for me. Now the front double bicep, I would give this one with an edge to Breon Ansley. I think he's got phenomenal biceps, and then he's a little bit harder through the midsection, and he's pulling a vacuum this time around as well. And I think it really, really suits Breon. So I'm giving the front double bicep to Breon Ansley with a small edge. The side chest, now I have to give this one to Chris Bumstead. He just flows better on this pose, but I'll point out the legs to you guys. Now, from the waist down, I give this one to Breon, so I think it's a lot closer than it was in previous years, and that side chest pose for Breon has really improved. Chris Bumstead, though, like I said, it flows really, really well for him, and he's brought a great package to the stage as well. The back double bicep, now this is where it's a bit closer than previous years, at least from Chris Bumstead's point of view, because his back has definitely improved. Now, he poses with his elbows down, which is one thing I don't like that Chris Bumstead does, but overall, his back has improved, his glutes are in, he looks really, really good. But Breon Ansley is that much harder in the back, and I think that Breon Ansley takes a back double bicep as well. So 2 poses to 1 right now. And then we go to the ab and thigh. Now, this one is Chris Bumstead's. I think this is probably Chris Bumstead's best pose. He just looks phenomenal in it. And there's not many guys you see an ab and thigh and you go, wow, that's their best pose. But Chris Bumstead, I think it is. I think it just looks so good on him. But Breon Ansley, he's pulling a vacuum as well. So as soon as Chris Bumstead hit his vacuum, Breon went and pulled a vacuum, and he looks way better actually in the vacuum with his legs flared out. I think Breon actually looks pretty good doing that, to be honest. And then we go to the favorite classic poses where I probably give a slight edge to Chris Bumstead. I mean, Breon hits that, I suppose, modified crucifix pose where he has his arms a little bit more up like a front double bicep, but sort of in between a front double and a standard crucifix pose. And then Chris Bumstead, this is the one he hits, and I think it looks absolutely awesome. And you don't see many guys hit the pose just like that, but I think it really, really suits Chris Bumstead. So this one, I mean, it's going to go down to the wire no matter what, because it depends how they come in at finals and depends what the judges want. I mean, it was a 1-point decision last year, so I can't imagine it's going to be a huge amount different this year because both guys are improved and they're a clear standout top 2 in my opinion. But let's discuss a few other guys that are just behind them. Now, Terence Ruffin, he was included in the top 3 basically. So 3 guys got sent back in line, and he was one of them. So that's a good indicator that Terence Ruffin's going to be in the top 3. And Terence Ruffin really bought it. I think he can still add more mass to his physique and stay in this class. I don't know about his weight limit, but he looks like he can add a little bit more mass in this class, and he keeps on improving. And he brought razor sharp conditioning to this contest, and obviously we know he's probably the best poser in the world right now, so that carries him a little bit extra as well. And I think he'll probably finish 3rd in this contest. But at the end, Alex Cambronero, who actually won the Arnold Classic earlier this year, he actually beat Terence Ruffin. He was added into that final 4, so perhaps Alex Cambronero can actually beat out of Terence Ruffin, but at the moment I'd say Terence Ruffin is in the driver's seat for that 3rd position. Now, a few more guys behind that. Ricky Moten. Now, Ricky really did make a statement in this show. It's his Olympia debut. He's finished top 5 in the Arnold Classic before, but he really made a statement here. And he may finish 5th or 6th in this contest, and I'm very, very impressed. He's improved a lot. He's a lot more balanced than he used to be. He's got a lot more muscle, very, very thickly muscled, and very, very conditioned. I'm just super impressed with what Ricky Moten brought to the stage. And another guy that was heavily hyped going into this show is Brian Jones. And now the structure on this dude is absolutely incredible. Now I saw a photo from the check-in from Brian Jones, and I thought maybe this dude's actually a little bit off. He looks a little bit softer than some of these other guys. And maybe he's a tiny bit softer, but not really. He looks in pretty damn good condition. I don't know if he's as hard as when he actually qualified for this show by winning one. but he's in pretty damn good condition. His structure is absolutely out of control. Maybe with a little bit of polish on his posing, that would help a little bit more, but overall he's still a pretty good poser as well. So Danny Union is another guy that I actually interviewed going into this show as well, and he's got such an impressive physique, especially from the front. When he turns to the back, you can see a little bit where he needs, I suppose, just more years in the gym, just needs that little bit more hardness, and I think he'll get much, much better. But Danny Union is definitely one for the future, and I think if he can come in a little bit crisper from the back, then I think he can do some serious damage and place like a third in a show like this, right behind those top two. And then another two big names that will probably finish inside the top 10 somewhere is Logan Franklin and Wesley Vissers. So there's two issues. There's issues with both of these guys why they're not placing a little bit higher. For Logan Franklin, I think he just needs that hardness and more maturity and just more years in the gym, which sounds crazy because he's been training for a while, but he just needs that hardness from the front and around his midsection, maybe some more developed abs or something like that, just so he can put him over the edge and really be pushing up into the top 5 in a show like this. And Wesley Vissers, Wesley, he can't control too much more than what he's actually been doing. He needs to just get a smaller waist, which is going to be sort of impossible, but he brought his best here, and I'm pretty impressed with what Wesley Vissers brought. If this is his limit, then I think it's pretty damn good, placing top 10 in the world at what he does. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you have winning? Is it Chris Bumstead or Breon Ansley, or do you have someone else sneaking in there as well? Do you have Terrence Ruffman in third or Alex Cambronero? Let me know your thoughts on this division in the comments below. Also, guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills, at Desktop Bodybuilding, including all my coverage of the 2020 Mr. Olympia. And you can go back and actually view a bunch of videos. I've got interviews with Keem Williams that I did prior to the show, like 5 days out, where he really shocked everyone. And Ricky Moten, I've actually got an interview with him as well, who's doing great in this division. So make sure you check out those as well. So that's it for me. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.